Mercifully, readers have these two authors to follow. They not only explore this issue in their own ways, but they do so with a lot of insight. Kevin DeYoung and Ted Kluck are writing, as it were, from street level, as life is lived day by day in the world and weekend by weekend in the church. They have done a fine job of opening up the issues that are so important for the life and good of the church. For each of us, it is difficult to step back from our own place in this world and see ourselves objectively. That seems an impossibility to postmoderns, who think we can never escape our own subjectivity in this way, nor do they even wish to. It is right here that we again engage the central issue of our time. If our own subjectivity is quarantined against scrutiny, how then will we ever develop a judicious sense of the relation between Christ and culture? And in the absence of this careful evaluation, do we not always slip into a Christ or culture position? Is this not where so many emergents are heading, with the result that Christ is increasingly like postmodern culture? The truth is that without the ability to be self-critical, we are likely to bring a mindset with us into Christian faith that reflects our postmodern culture. Such a mindset inclines us to live within the realm of the private and be cynical of everything else, to trust our own subjective impulses and distrust everyone else's, to think that truth was a fabrication of the Enlightenment and that tolerance of other viewpoints ranks at the top of the virtues. Today we treasure relationships because we have so few that endure. We want to be heard because so few ever listen to us. We want to connect because we are so lonely. And we think that we are superior to every preceding generation, which is still one place where the Enlightenment idea of progress has not yet been vanquished. These and many other such attitudes we are likely to bring into the church. They make up the place where we stand, and from where we will evaluate any church. What then is going to happen when the engagement of this internalized culture happens as the Word of God is preached? What should the Christian faith look like in this postmodern context? And how should we think about the emergents who have sought to incarnate Christian faith in this context? Those are the questions addressed in this book. Let us now turn to the authors for their analysis and answers. David F. Wells, author of Above All Earthly Powers, Christ in a Postmodern World. There are two ways of getting home, and one of them is to stay there. G.K. Chesterton, The Everlasting Man. Introduction. Still submergent after all these years. I was born in 1977. I am a pastor, and I am not emergent. I grew up in a suburb of Grand Rapids, Michigan, in a community with strong Dutch Reformed roots. I was nurtured in a Christian home by loving, God-fearing parents who work in missionary radio. Along with my parents and 3 siblings, I went to a medium-sized Reformed church that was more broadly evangelical than Reformed. Rain or shine, in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, I went to church twice every Sunday, attended youth group Sunday evenings, and participated in midweek programs most every Wednesday night. In other words, I grew up in an evangelical home, in an evangelical church, in an evangelical part of the country. For many, this upbringing explains why I am a conservative, Reformed pastor. But for others, it might seem strange that I have aligned myself so closely with historic evangelical orthodoxy in general, and Reformed confessional theology more specifically. In many ways, I am a great candidate for the emerging church. For starters, I am a part of Generation X, or Y, or Busters, or Millennials. I can never keep the labels straight. I should resonate with 80s chic, dialogical preaching, and techno-savvy churches. With all the television and movies I've seen, I should be less linear and more attuned to stories and images. At the very least, I should be in some quarter-life crisis of faith. I should be wondering how all that I've known as Christianity can survive in this postmodern matrix. I should be questioning church as we know.